Hey, good morning, Radnor Mathematicians. Mr. Serpico here today with a mini lesson on a different type of estimation. Yesterday we talked about rounding when we can estimate and add or subtract numbers. We looked at examples of rounding numbers to the nearest thousand. Remember, 5 or greater, and you add one more, 4 or less, stay in rest. So let's take a peek at some examples. 4,615, 2,537, and 1,828. If we were going to add these numbers through rounding as an estimation strategy, the 4,615, you find a place, look next door, this is 5 or bigger, so this would round to 500. 2,500, obviously this would round up to 3,000, and 1,828 would round to 2,000. So if you look at this and you're trying to get an estimation, an approximate value, all three of these numbers rounded up. So you have to ask yourself, how accurate is my estimation in this case? And if you add those together, you're going to get 10,000. Again, rounding, that's one way of estimating. But when you want to get more precise with your estimation strategies, there's different ways to do it. You need to know more than one way to estimate numbers. So let's take a look at these same numbers with a different kind of strategy called front-end estimation with adjustment. I'm not sure if you can see that. There's a little bit of a glare. Front-end estimation with adjustment. That's what we're going to talk about in the mini lesson today for 1.4. So now we're going to look at the same three numbers, 4,615, 2,537, and 1,828. And instead of using rounding, and we've got a sum of an estimated sum of 10,000, we're going to take a look at this new strategy today called front-end estimation with adjustment. When you're using front-end estimation, just think of, you look at the front of the number. You literally look at the first digit in each of these numbers, and you grab that, and everything else is going to become zeros. So really quickly, you're trying to get a rough estimate for something. Front-end estimation, 4,615 becomes 4,000. 2,537 simply becomes 2,000. And 1,828 becomes 1,000. In front-end estimation, step one is grab the first number, put everything else as zeros, and in this problem, we're trying addition. Just add these three digits, these three new front-end estimates. So 4,000 plus 2,000 plus 1,000, that's 7,000. That's step one. Call that step one. Step two is going to be apply that same strategy to the numbers in the hundreds column in these same three numbers. So now let me just grab a new color. I'm looking at the 6, I'm looking at the 5, and I'm looking at the 8. And I'm going to use the same principle. Take that first number and put zeros behind it. We've got 7,000. This is going to become 600. This is going to become 500. And this is going to become 800. So step two is going to be add these three numbers. So 6,000 or 600 rather plus 500 is 1,100, and then plus another 800 is 1,900. That's step two. After step two, you want to round this number to the nearest thousand. Now the rounding comes in. Starts with estimating, grabbing the first digit, everything else zeros. Grab the first digit, everything else zeros. The third step in front-end estimation does involve some rounding. So 1,900 is closer to what? 1,000 or 2,000. You look at this next place value, the hundreds here, and that's 5 or greater. So this is going to round up to 2,000. Now I want to combine my 7,000 and my 2,000, and I get 9,000. 9,000. Not sure if you can see that. So 9,000 in front-end estimation. We looked at rounding and we looked at front-end estimation, and we got 10,000 using rounding. We got 9,000 using front-end estimation with adjustment. Let's see what the actual is, and let's see in this case which of the two types of estimation strategies, which is more precise. Again, on the left, we have rounding. We got 10,000. On the right, we have an example of front-end estimation with adjustment. And now what we're going to do is we're going to do the actual and see which of these two methods of estimation was more precise. All right, I wonder what your prediction was. If you haven't done so, go ahead and make one now. Which of the two methods for estimation was more accurate? Which one do you think? Here we go. Let's take a look. Our rounding estimation came out to 10,000. Okay, really quick. Closest 1,000, add them up, came out to 10,000. Our front-end estimation result came out to 9,000. It's a little bit more complex, but we'll see which one was more precise. If you look at the actual answer, when you add it up, the sum was 8,980. So which is closest to the actual answer, the rounding or the front-end estimation? Well, you can see clearly in this case, the front-end estimation was a little bit more precise. So what we're looking for, students, in your work is following the directions. If the question is asking you to use front-end estimation with adjustment, make sure that you apply that strategy. And if the question simply asks you to find a method to estimate an answer, then you could use rounding. But just be careful, read carefully, and try to determine which of the two methods the question is asking you to utilize. And then ultimately, when you're out in the world or you're faced with a problem at home and it involves some math, try to use these strategies. Try to apply the front-end estimation with adjustment, and then also try the rounding and think about, hey, which of these two methods gave me a better result? If you think about, kids love to think about money and applications with money, right? Makes the world go round. If you used rounding to figure out how much you owe and then you pay that amount, you'd be overpaying, right? If you round everything up 10,000, you got to pay 10,000 back. You rounded everything up, you're paying out more money. So you don't want to give away those assets. You could save yourself $1,000 if you're trying to get an estimate for what you would owe somebody, and you use something like front-end estimation with adjustment. Okay, kids. So this is a mini lesson on front-end estimation with adjustment applied solely to addition. Practice this today, and in the coming days, you'll see how to use front-end estimation in subtraction problems as well. Maybe your teacher's going to introduce that to you in advance. Good luck with your math problems, and have a great day.